Hello. I know you don't really have much time, so I'm gonna dive into what I have to discuss today. Good day, good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you are, whatever time you're watching this. I just want to say happy, wonderful day. It is a blessed day. It is a wonderful day. It is a great day. I have something to share today as I'm leaving now. I'm going home from work. People give excuse all the time. People always give excuse. But most of the time, there is no excuse for anything. If you're gonna succeed, you're gonna succeed. If you're determined, you'll be determined. Whatever you want to be in life, you will be. Nobody can stop you achieving whatever goal. The only person who can stop you is yourself. I just want to share a secret. Anyway, it's a secret, but I've been holding this secret, but after today, it's no longer gonna be a secret because the whole world gonna know about it. So the secret is something that nobody knows, but once it's known, it's no longer a secret. Sometimes a disappointment can be a blessing. Sometimes people can try to do you harm or hurt you or punish you or try to make you uncomfortable or whatever, but it ends up being what actually will bless you. You remember the story of the Bible, how the Joseph brothers tried to prevent him from, the intention was to prevent him from ruling over them, but in their act, they actually fulfilled the prophecy or the dream. I remember also in a history, an Oedipus or some kind of history whereby somebody was trying to prevent an act, but in actual deed was fulfilling the act. Even in the Bible, when they were kill everybody, but they spared Moses, and they were trying to save it. The Moses they saved ended up being the one that liberated the Israelites. You see, it happens time upon time upon time. Sometimes people try to do something else, or to punish you, or to hurt you, and invariably it ends up being a blessing in disguise to you. What am I saying? I work in a prison facility. In the way the structure of the prison facility, for those who don't, you can see my uniform. There are still some people who will not believe me when I say I work in a prison. But again, that's not what there's gonna be a doubting Thomas anyway in everything you do in life. Even when they see it with their own eye, they still don't. Those people, you can't do nothing about it. That's not the topic of today. The topic of today is that for those who believe, I work in a jail, I work in a prison. I think he's trying to run here. I work in a prison. Some people call it prison, some people call it jail, some people will call it correctional facility. They call it all kinds of names just to suit their style. But again, I work where people are housed for committing a crime or one thing or the other against the society. Some kind of remedy for whatever they have done in life. That's where I work. As a matter of fact, I'm a second generation, warder or correctional officer or prison guard or whatever you name it. Because my father is a retired warder or retired correctional officer back in Nigeria. I mean, he's still, as of today, as of this moment that I'm speaking this, he's still alive. And if you're doubting it, if you're really doubting it, you can trace it back to Nigeria. He's still living and breathing. He's a retired prison guard, if you may call it that way. Let me use the lowest term used. So I knew a little bit about prison and prisons. Prison and prisons before even I started coming to this country, this America, the so-called land flowing with milk and honey, where everybody wants to be. So what am I saying again? So that's where I work. So the way the structure work, the way they structure the facility, the way they organize the place, that they house them. What I mean, they house them. I'm trying to make this explanation. I'm not trying to pick my nose for those who think I'm trying to scratch something on top of them. I'm not picking my nose. The way they structure them is they house them according to the nature of their crime, or the gravity of or their likelihood of crime. I'm going to explain again, try and explain this. It may be difficult for somebody who haven't worked in a prison, but this may be an eye-opener, or somebody who tries to imagine where the environment looks like. We have criminals, we have people who murder people, we have armed criminals, those who use gun and rob, we have those who kill their wife, we still have those who did a petty crime like driving recklessly or speeding or a little forgery or check forgery. The crime, we have crime have rates. They have grades. So, and when they come to prison, when they are classified, I will make every effort not to use the language or the jargons, and make it simple, so that even an ordinary man, a layman in the street, would understand me. What they mean by classified, when they analyze them, when they grade the crime, for example, those serial killers, those who kill 3-4 people, they'll try not to accommodate them with those who maybe had a traffic ticket, or who park in a wrong place, or who just speedy or whatever. You understand what I mean? They will put the little crime according to their same fellow little crime, and they put a high crime, those serious killers, rapists, they put them higher somewhere else with their fellow serious crime rapists. In other words, for those who murdered a lot of people, they stay in the very housing area where the same kind of people were housed too. Those rapists or murderers, serial killers. I hope this little explanation will get you clear. So that is how they classified it. And sometimes and some crazy people, we have mad people, those who behave some kind of psychotic. So you put them also separate in a psychotic environment where you expect them to behave. Anything can erupt. So that is how it is. So because of the way this thing is structured in a jail, if you are housed in a place where people committed little crime, again, one other classification I forgot to mention, let me say this, like sometimes also they house them according to age. The younger they are, those folks are, the more terrible they are. Most of the most terrible housing units you would not like to work is where the young folks are, because they are very, very terrible. When you work with the older folks, people on the 40s or 50s or 60s, they're a little bit reserved. Most of the time even if they are dangerous when they were youth, they kind of now laid back. They just wanna stay there and move on and pass on to their life. They don't wanna bother anybody unless you bother them. They don't wanna bother you. But if you stay with the teenagers in a class unit where there's a lot of teenagers and young folks, they will run you around. They will make you miserable. You're gonna work for your money. So you get that picture. So you have classification by age, you have classification by crime, you have by classification by character, by likelihood. Even there may be some people who have little crime, but while in jail, they develop another structure of lifestyle or character or crime that may put them again back to a higher statute level, and they be transferred to a high crime area or housing unit or neighborhood or whatever you call it, where their same fellow folks belong. So now that I get that clear, let me go back to my story. So because of the way it's structured, then it's a supervisor's duty, our supervisor, to assign you. When you come to work, they will assign you to post. They will give you where to work. So it falls under their mandate or responsibility to assign you a particular post in each shift. We have different 3 shifts in a day. It's a 24-hour business. So because of this structure, these supervisors now monopolize on this structure, and they will start. If they don't like you, they will assign you to those horrible units. If they like you, or if you are their type, or they will give you where maybe they give you where the older people are, where you don't have to be bothered. Those people don't they don't talk too much, they just mellow, or but if you are with your worst enemy or those that they don't like, they'll give you where you sweat, you work for your money. Let me put it that way. If they see a beautiful young officer, or especially male, and most of the time these supervisors tend to be male. It works both sides anyway. Again, that's why I said it's a secret. To entice her or whatever, to maybe make her to blend in or to reciprocate or whatever you call it, pro, give and take, whatever, they will try to assign her to those less posts where there will be less work. Quote me, mind you that they said every post is the same, but in the true fact, every post is not the same. But they'll tell you it doesn't matter where you work. But we that work there know it doesn't matter where you work. So even some female, when they see a young man, a female supervisor, when they see a young, vibrant, male officer, they're trying to get you. The way, the first step is to try to, give you those low posts until when you try to be yourself and start saying no or certain things or trying to be independent, then they start putting you in those horrible units. So as you could imagine, being my character and being that I like to stand on my feet, I don't like people standing for me. Being that I like to think with my own brain, I don't like people to think for me. Being that I like to chew my own food and eat it, I don't like people when they chew the food, they give it to me to swallow. I don't like that. I like to chew mine. When I chew it, then I'll suck it, then I'll swallow it by myself. I don't like people chewing food and put it in my mouth and expect me to swallow whatever they chew, because I don't know what you chewed. I need to chew it and feel it, whether it's strong or soft, then I swallow it. Being that I don't like to be a keyboard, they like a keyboard where they will type, computer memory, computer keyboard and the Word document. Whatever you type, when you type it, When you save it, you click it off. And whenever you come back, you open up the file. When you open up, whatever you typed before is gonna be there. That's what they expect. They want to use me as a keyboard. They type whatever they type, they put it in my brain, and they save it there. Then next time when they come, they will open it, and they expect to see everything they typed exactly as they type it, even with the little comma and the little dot to be there. And I don't like that. I don't want to be keyboard. I like my own. I like to reason with my own brain, because that's what I have. That's why God gave me my own gift. Why will I use your own? Let me use mine. Let me use my own brain. I like to think. I like to think with my own. I like to feel things. I like to use my own senses. I don't want you to be my. What I may learn from you. There's nothing wrong with learning, but I still like to reason with my own brain. So, being that I'm that kind, guess what? Your answer, you got the right answer probably. Most of the time, they will dump me in those horrible places. And I became strong. I became strong. I worked there day in, day out. Even though the union organization have told them, have had a meeting with the agency, this government agency, that they're supposed to classify this thing or assign the post based on seniority, based on date of entry, that is the date you started the job. But see, when you come, I'm gonna make this video public. Usually sometimes I make it private. This video I will make it public so that the whole world will know. That's why I say it's a secret, but it's gonna be open to them. They don't listen to that memorandum of understanding between the AFSME and the agency, that consideration has to be given to data entry. Even as I am, how many years? 10 years now in the agency. When I come to work, they will dump me in those horrible places. A young lad, whoever comes tomorrow, 1 week or 10 days old, they will assign him those leisure posts, what I call leisure. Why? It's leisure. It's not that it's typically leisure, but it's leisure compared to where the other side is, in the sense that it's laid back, it's quiet, they don't talk too much, they won't mess you up, they won't throw trash on the floor, they won't throw feces on you, they won't cuss you out, they won't spit on your face, they won't mix their shit, their poo-poo with water or urine, put it in a cup and throw it on you. The way you come to work is the way you go. They won't put you there. So this last night that I'm coming back from work now, they dumped me into one of those areas. And what did I do? You can't refuse. It's against the policy to refuse. You get in trouble, a lot of trouble, for refusing to take your post. So what are you going to do? You take it and pray to your God and move on. So when I was last night, it happens most of the time. But there's always a way. God always comes at the last minute. There's always a way God helps out for those who believe in God. I do believe. If you don't believe in God, there may be some kind of something you believe, supernatural, or if you're Hindu or Muslim, you believe in Allah, Muslim. In Hindu, you believe in some kind. You know what you believe on, that will guide you. If you're atheist, okay, there's something you believe on that will help you. Whatever, I don't know. I believe there's a supernatural, almighty Jehovah God who watches over us. So one of these nights, I walk with those terrible places. There's always an exception once you walk there. So I was pondering on around late in the night when majority of them must have slept or whatever. I work night shift anyway. So an inmate, one of the inmates, we call them inmates, called me. He saw how I was going. Probably he sensed that, because those people are very smart. Trust me, they are very clever. They may be in jail, but they're still human beings. They can sense so many things. Most of them are doctors. You'll be amazed the caliber of people you see in the jail. All the type of people you see outside. Most of them professors in their own arena. Maybe one thing or the other, wrong decision or action, maybe anger. That's why you have to watch over anger. A little bit of anger can put you in a wrong spot within a very short period of time. They find themselves doing what they are not expected to do, and they land in jail. So this fellow inmate called me. He said he's been watching me, that he wants to do me a favor. Because I've been hearing this. If you work in a jail, you hear this kind of thing a lot. Maybe they're trying to get some kind of, so they're trying to get any favor from you. They'll promise you heaven and earth. So because I'm used to it, I mean, I told you I've been working in this jail, in a prison. I've been in this environment for about 10 years. So I'm kind of used to this their psychological way of trying to, So when I say you're gonna help me, this inmate, I said, well, who's gonna help each other here? You are in jail. I'm not in jail. Who need the help here, me or you? He said he's gonna help me. I said, well, you're gonna help me. I walked out after him and I thought, thought there was one of another gimmick or trying to, but sometimes even they were trying to ordinary conversation, because they've been so lonely. They see the outside world through you. You are their eye. Some of them haven't seen the street or outside in 10, 15, 20 years. They don't know what outside look. Some of the roads that they used to walk has been closed, and some of them have been blocked. Some of them have been expanded. Some of the roads have been made express. They don't even, their neighborhood has totally changed. So I walked out thinking it's another gimmick, and he called me. Officer Olekanma, I want to help you. So the way he said it and the demeanor of the tone they put it, okay, so let me just see. Let me see what's up. If it's American, so let me come closer. Then what he told me was so powerful. He made a very tremendous impact right away. And this thing has happened before. I think this is the third time I've involved in this kind of encounter. Inmate calling me and giving me one information that actually was so rich that most people outside would pay thousands of money to get it. Actually, some of the information I had before, I put it together in a book. If you want it, I can send it to you. And some of them I'm using it today. So what is the secret? Remember, that's the main point. The supervisors are trying to punish me by putting me in those terrible places. But invariably, I'm being blessed. I'm getting knowledge. I'm getting a formula. I'm getting some kind of contact or insight from those areas. I kept this a secret for a while. If you watch me, if you go to my facility, ask them. I don't struggle for money. I don't beg for overtime. Some officers cannot even depend on their regular paycheck. If they don't work any overtime, they may be in the street the next month. And they tend to worship these supervisors just to get opportunity to work overtime, which is against the law. Sometimes the overtime will be created out of impromptu to please. I don't beg for overtime. I don't do it. That's a secret. Everything in life is a secret. I always get money when I need it. So sometimes when people try to push you or punish you or put you down, just cool down. It may be a way you are getting your blessing. There may be something. If you stay there enough, there may be something you learn from it that will catapult you to the next level. This attempt by this my supervisor actually has put me in a more income bracket more than what I would have been getting if I was given my due title or due respect or due privilege based on my years in service of working in a more comfortable area. So what have they done? They have actually benefited me. Their intention was to punish them anymore. You want the secret? What they may told me? I will tell you. But I'm not going to say it right here. The ones I had before, I put it in, I documented it in a book format. This one I have tonight, I'm not going to put it in a book. I will send it to you if you request it. If you see this video, there has some somewhere up, left, my left, which is your right, my right, which may be your left. Somewhere here at the bottom, there may be a link, email, number, whatever. If you contact me, you're gonna love what you hear. It's a golden nugget. It's a golden, trust me. I glue myself to this every time. And what do I do now? When they send me to work, when I work in that particular place, I near those inmates. I come close to them. Like I told you before, some of them are lawyers, doctors, psychologists. Some of them spend years, 10 or 15 years in learning that I may not be opportune to learn. But because they're in the jail, they can't use that their talent. Some of them stay there and write book. They're giving me information. They're giving me contacts. They're giving me knowledge. If you ask them, if you bring a problem to them or whatever is worrying you, they'll give you a roadmap to solve it. You know how many times they have solved my problem? I'm not gonna say it here. Some of them doctors. If you have some kind of sickness beyond this thing, they may not prescribe or whatever. They will tell you exactly how the whole sickness is and how you can cure it. If you are going through a doctor, how to know that you are a doctor or whatever you are medically taking that is working. When you mention the medicine that you are taking, it will resonate with them. They will tell you, yes, that is the good one. Or they'll tell you, no, go and get a second opinion. So, my friend, why am I sharing this? Because I want to help you. I want to share my knowledge. And I'm giving it free. I'm not charging. I will even pay for the shipping. If you need a copy, if you need this information, this golden nugget, this is my treasure vault, contact me and I'll send it to you free. Thank you very much for watching. Have a blessed day.